Police in Lexington are investigating a crash that sent 2 people to the hospital. Firefighters say several families will have to find somewhere else to stay tonight after a grill fire got out of control.
We had conflict stories. 2 of the stories indicated that she was in the water.
And crews in southern Kentucky are searching for a woman who's been missing since yesterday.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Kristen Kennedy. 2 people are at the hospital after a bad crash in Lexington tonight. That wreck happened around 7:30 on Military Pike and James Lane. Police shut down a portion of the road while reconstruction crews tried to figure out what caused the crash. Jordan Valines is at the scene with details in our top story at 11.
Lexington police tell us it was around 7:30 Sunday evening when they were called out here to this narrow stretch of road on James Lane, close to Military Pike. That's where they say that a man was seriously injured when the car that he was driving was T-boned by another. The crash reconstruction unit remained on the scene for several hours, trying to put the pieces together to determine what led up to the collision involving one passenger car and an SUV. Police tell us that both vehicles were heavily damaged in the wreck, and we've learned that one man had to be immediately transported from the scene to UK Hospital with serious injuries. The other driver was taken to a local hospital, but he is not believed to have been seriously injured. There were not any passengers in either car at the time. Crash reconstruction crews are still trying to figure out what caused the crash. They say one of the things they're looking into is how much of a role the sun may have played in regards to whether or not it reduced the visibility for one or for both of the drivers. Police are also investigating if the windy roadways contributed to the crash.
Once again, the collision reconstruction will be out here. With any country road, you always have to be careful just because of the narrow lanes, curviness of the road anyway.
At this time, police have not released the name of the other person involved in this wreck. In Fayette County, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
Military Pike is closed at that intersection. Investigators are still on the scene. Several families will have to find somewhere else to stay tonight after a fire damaged their homes. Firefighters say a man was grilling at the Cedarwood Apartments on Codell Drive. The man thought he put the fire out, but crews say it reignited and spread quickly to the fourplex. Some people suffered non-life-threatening injuries.
You know, it's the summertime. We always try to remind folks to be responsible, you know, with whatever it is, whether it's discarded smoking materials, you know, ashes left over after cooking out, or, you know, whatever, and just to be more responsible, make sure it's out.
2 families will not be allowed to stay in their apartments tonight. Search crews in McCreary County are looking for a woman at the Cumberland Falls State Resort Park. She was last seen yesterday. Haley Minogue is talking with first responders.
Saturday evening at approximately 6:30, a 24-year-old woman was reported missing in the McCreary County portion of Cumberland Falls State Resort Park.
She was below the Cumberland Falls, an area called Trail 9 that was near Eagle Falls. It would have been approximately less than a quarter mile downstream.
The story leading up to what is being referred to as a water incident is not completely clear.
We had conflict stories. 2 of the stories indicated that she was in the water.
Multiple agencies are pooling their resources to aid in the search.
We have a dive team in from Taylor County, and they're a Swiftwater group also, and we have 2 search dogs from Pulaski County.
Teams began their search near the woman's last known location.
The area that we were told where our subject was in the water, we canvassed that area.
Some of the rescuers have been on the scene since as early as 1 a.m., but they are not giving up.
Most of the first responders that's done the searches, they know how it would feel if it was their family. So they tried to address this as if it was their family.
Officials say their search efforts will continue Monday if the woman is not found Sunday evening. In McCreary County, Haley Minogue, WKYT.
Crews are not releasing the name of the woman missing nor the names of the 2 people with her at the time. Police in Somerset are trying to figure out who shot 2 people at a hotel last night. Just after 10 last night, several people on motorcycles pulled into the parking lot of America's Best Value Inn off US 27 and started firing shots. Crews rushed 69-year-old Johnny Wardrop and 26-year-old James Macon to UK Chandler Hospital. Police did arrest Christopher McCracken from Nashville. They're charging him with carrying a concealed weapon and tampering with physical evidence. Lexington police and firefighters have made a big break in an arson case. They tell us they've arrested someone in connection to a series of arsons on Alumni Drive. Just last week, a fire broke out at the Eastridge Apartments in the 2800 block. Firefighters were able to keep the flames contained to some shutters on the outside of the building. Denitra Ross is in the Fayette County Detention Center tonight, charged with 5 counts of arson. Investigators will not say if she is the one responsible for the fires on Alumni Drive. Expect the heat to stick around through the work week, along with a chance for a stray shower or two. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell is tracking those storm chances for us on the First Alert Defender.
And we actually have a little bit of moisture still out there tonight, just to our west. Now, it looks like it's going to just miss us, though. It's all about the steamy conditions out there right now. That's what we have. It's 77 in Lexington. How about a 79 in Richmond, or even 80 in Frankfort? I mean, we are warm anywhere you look out there tonight. Even in southeastern Kentucky, dealing with mid and a few lower 70s, but still pretty warm. This comes out of southeastern Kentucky. This nice shot from one of our WKYT weather watchers, Kyle Howard, showing us this little sunset a little bit earlier and saying it's just a muggy night out there. Where he is in Harlan, it's 75 degrees right now. Tracking that little batch of moisture just out to our west. That's the only organized showers that we have anywhere close to us. Our high resolution radar. Here we go. Into the future, you can see it's falling apart, passing by just to our north. So no major issue expected out of that little batch of rain. Let's look at the daily breakdown, because this is where things will start to get interesting. The heat keeps coming. We know that. We've had it. More scattered showers and thunderstorms, though most of us stay dry tomorrow, but there will be at least a few. And then there's something tropical brewing that may impact us. I'll take a closer look at that coming up for you in just a few minutes.
We now know the names of the man killed and the officer involved in a shooting yesterday in Louisville. Today, Louisville police released new details and surveillance video of the shooting. In the video, you see Officer Nathan Blandford get out of his car and exchange words with the victim, 35-year-old Den Manyoon. Then Manyoon is seen grabbing a flagpole, swinging it toward the officer, and that is when the officer fired 2 shots.
I believe, looking at the video, he did not have the opportunity to transition to another option. I think he felt, and I can't talk about what he felt, but it would appear to me, based on my view of the video, that he felt threatened, that his life was in danger. There's a man swinging a 7 or 8 foot metal pole at him.
Several people who say they saw the shooting told people that the man never swung the flagpole. Police in Breathitt County made some quick arrests in a robbery this morning. The Jackson police chief tells us a clerk at the Shell Mart on Kentucky 15 was taking out the trash when 3 men robbed the store. The 3 were told left with backpacks full of merchandise and cash. During their investigation, police found out someone had opened the safe not by force, but by using the combination. Police arrested William Combs, Trevor Hayes, and a juvenile. Hayes is an employee at the Shell Mart, but wasn't working at the time of the theft. A former editor of the Lexington Herald-Leader has died. John Carroll died this morning at his home in Lexington. His wife said he was suffering from a rare neurological disorder. Carroll was also an editor at the Los Angeles Times, where he helped win 13 Pulitzer Prizes. He was 73 years old. A rare reptile found in parts of China now has a home here in Kentucky. The Kentucky Reptile Zoo in Powell County is housing the Mang mountain viper. Zoo leaders say a reptile facility in Illinois had an extra viper and donated it to the zoo. The rare reptile was only discovered in 1989, and there are only about 500 of them left in the wild.
You would have to go to a large city, like San Diego, for example, is one zoo that has bred these guys. So it's really pretty special that we're able to exhibit this here in Kentucky for people in our area.
Wiley says researchers at the zoo are trying to figure out if snake venom contains cancer-fighting compounds. The search for 2 prison escapees is stretching into its 9th day. Investigators interviewed the husband of the prison worker arrested Friday. Don Champion has the latest.
Hundreds of law enforcement officers searched from above and on the ground in upstate New York Sunday for prison escapees David Sweat and Richard Matt. They've been on the run for more than a week. Motion detectors and cameras have also been set up in the search area. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo says the men could be anywhere.
We don't know if they are still in the immediate area or if they are in Mexico by now.
For residents who live in the rural area, the heavy police presence is comforting yet unnerving.
I've been around the area for my whole life and nothing's ever been like this before.
More than 800 state and federal officers are here on the ground working 12-hour shifts a day. Some are positioned at checkpoints like this. Most are actively taking part in the search.
The Clinton County prosecutor says prison employee Joyce Mitchell was supposed to pick the two up at the power plant near the Clinton Correctional Facility, then drive them 7 hours away, but they would not tell her the location.
If an employee was facilitating or an accomplice to this escape, they will be fully prosecuted.
As people try to go on with their lives, many can't help but wonder if danger is still lurking nearby. Don Champion, CBS News, Katyville, New York.
Police have already gone door-to-door marking and searching 500 homes. Schools in the area are expected to reopen Monday. Kentucky State Police are investigating a shooting in Henry County. They went out to a home on Park Road in Newcastle yesterday after a fight broke out. Troopers say someone shot Guy Brown in the head. They interviewed Marcus Anthony Lewis, the second man involved in the fight, but police say both men are not cooperating. Troopers did find evidence at the scene, including a shell casing and 3 unused pistol cartridges. Police have not found a gun, but they did find ammunition inside Lewis's car. A boy in Shelbyville who survived a brain tumor is facing another tough battle. His family is losing their home. 2 years ago, emergency crews rushed Anthony Bretnacker to the hospital to have a baseball-sized tumor removed. The procedure left him blind. He then suffered a stroke and spent months undergoing chemotherapy. Anthony is now home relearning the skills he lost, but he may not be home much longer.
We have not been able to pay our mortgage for over a year. This is the last house he ever saw. So that's kind of a sentimental thing for me.
Strangers are now helping the family in their time of need. Those strangers include Kent Fort, a Florida man dedicating his 3,000-mile motorcycle ride from Florida to Kentucky to Anthony. A traveling tour of gowns made a stop in Lexington today, and a lot of engaged women made sure they were around for the visit. The ladies were pretty excited to see racks full of dresses at discounted prices. Donors gave the dresses to Brides Against Breast Cancer, an organization that works with the Health Support Network.
78 cents of every dollar goes back to fund free support programs for cancer patients and their families. It's a fun way to celebrate life and also give back to such an amazing cause.
Brides Against Breast Cancer will visit more than 130 cities this year.